Here's a rando wrap of the last Ocarina of Time randomizer I played. We did tournament settings. This is Season 8 tournament. I am not a racer, so I don't necessarily follow the rules. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there right now. But I have raced in the past, so I kind of got the ins and outs of this kind of standard setting, and I play them a lot because I just like to have the standard ready to go. So anyway, here's what we got. We start with a stone. That's not really helpful, but we also start with, I believe that's Sorry, a song in the third slot. And we are going to hop on in. So away we go. All right, we have Jabu as light, Shadow as forest, Dodongo's Cavern as fire, fire as water, forest as shadow, and Deku as spirit. We need Shadow and Spirit Medallion and Light Arrows to get our key. We got Zora's River as Foolish, along with Fire Temple Foolish and Kakiri Forest Foolish. Ice Cavern has the Song of Time in it, so we might make a point to get that if we find we're gonna need it. Skull Kid doesn't have anything for us today, so we don't need to worry that much about Saria's song. And we got our first hookshot in the windmill, yes! That's my favorite. ZL on Song of Storms, and we have nothing on 30, 40, and 50 skulls, but we got a big girl sword, yay! In the graveyard, we have Minuet of Forest at the Composer's Grave. We follow that to Bolero of Fire, finding out that Gerudo Training Grounds is to Queen Goma and Baronade. Lost Woods is to Evil's Bane. That basically means our light arrows are probably there, and the Mask of Truth has nothing in the theater for us. Serenade in DMC makes a fast track to the lake. We find in the open grotto in Hyrule Field has Rudo's letter, which is good because we do need to do Jabu today. Hyrule and Ganon's Castle fairies have a bottle on Ganon's Castle, so we need strength 3 for that bottle. We're probably not going to bother with that. I like to get the stones just on my tracker, so ignore that, but we have nothing in the lens game either, so that's what that hint is telling us there. So we do our child run, we find a slingshot in Gerudo Valley, we find out 20 skulls, as a sometimes hint is nothing, and a bow in Gerudo Valley as well, so Gerudo Valley 8 today. DC is the path to Queen Goma. We love it when one dungeon leads to another dungeon, and a bomb bag right next to it to just tell us we can do DC right then and there. Hell yeah! Alright, Dancing Dad has nothing for us, so Saria's song is almost completely useless today. That one chest you saw earlier just had another bomb bag or something, but hey, that wallet might or might not give me a tunic, who knows. Nocturne on Malon, and also we got Requiem on Saria's song, so we have a lot of warp songs just to start with, which is awesome. In this grotto, we buy our light arrows from a scrub, so that was the path to Evil's Bane, alright. Ocarina of Time is going to have the Sun Song, which is only one check, so I'm not too worried about that. And I think that was our last warp song with Prelude. We see we have a key on Child's side, so we go ahead and grab that from Spirit Temple, even though we might not need to do it today, so we'll find out. It might come in handy. So I grabbed 2 beans, one because I saw a wallet in the graveyard crate, and 2 fast travel. Death Mountain Craters to Volvagia. So let's go drop off Rudo's letter and at least get Jabu open, grab our fish. We found a second slingshot, and this is a moment I just want to show off because that orange rupee worth $200, there's like a 1 in 200 something chance of getting it. So I do the first part of Jabu Jabu, I grab the condom from the Great Fairy right outside, and I go back adult. In DMC we find, I gotta cut grass, a hammer, that's pretty directly to Volvagia, and then I drop down here to find Strength 1, which is also gonna help in Fire Temple. We find out that magic is in the lake if we ride the bean or use the scarecrow. Anyway, I head through DC since that's the path to Goma, and we find a long shot. Nice! Long shot's always cool. So here's the fight with King Dodongo. We just throw a bomb, we let him go by, we hit him, we throw another bomb, we hit him, and then he bonks, and then he melts in the lava and turns to a harder rock. I don't know, it's science or something. That's our Fire Medallion, so that's 1 down and several to go. So we run through the desert, we go to GTG because that's one of our paths that we need to go to. We don't find anything just yet, but when we knock this eye down, we find our mirror shield. That mirror shield might be pretty telling depending on what we need. We also find a scale, but I save scum that for the keys because I know I can get Song of Time from Ice Cavern now. I then go back inside and I find this boomerang right here, so I definitely need to go finish Jabu soon, along with some fire arrows, and a little bit further we find Hoveys. So GTG is pretty goated too. So I'm heading towards the lake here to go and get this magic that I know is at the top of this tower right here. I don't have to go fishing because the hint told me I didn't have to. We go through Ice Cavern. We don't find much for most of it except for the Song of Time, but hey, we got it. So now I can go back and get that scale that I was looking at. So get the keys, get this scale, and then when in the middle I find Pharaoh's Wind. Neat. So that's just super helpful. So we head over to Jabu, we go ahead and get that finished up and grab our light medallion. So here's the Baronade fight. It wasn't perfect. My first phase was not great, as you see by all these jellies spreading around, but the second phase went really well, and the third phase is the easiest in my opinion. It's just kind of the same old script once you hit that first boomerang hit. We got money, but nothing special. So here's the light medallion. We go back adult, and in forest we find strength 2, heavily indicating that we do need to go into spirit at some point. Here's the lens of truth, although I don't really need it because the lens game is dead and I don't use it for anything else in the game. Going through Forest Temple just to make sure I get everything in there. I find there was nothing, so you didn't see, but I did do boss key skip so I wouldn't have to fight the last 2 pose, making it a little bit easier because I knew my boss key was in the basement based on process of elimination. Suavemente putting up a fight as usual. The only problem with the big Goron sword in this ping pong match is that you send it diagonally sometimes, but at least you can crouch stab only 3 times to win. So we head out after beating Forest Temple. We find that the GTG toilet is only a small key. So it's cool that I did not have to find my iron boots and I ended up finding my Din's fires. So yeah, following that logic really got me there. I opened up the shortcut in case I needed to come back, but I just whizzed right through Shadow Temple. I kind of skipped to the end first using gate glitch, but we found Kakiri's sword in the pot, so that is actually go mode, so I have everything I need to finish the game. So I go ahead, take out Bongo Bongo like it's nothing. I played him like a drum. I was putting off fire because it was foolish, and now Deku Tree we could just go right through as fast as we can since we don't have to check anything else, considering that we have everything we need to beat the game, because that's what go mode is. So we go through fire, and guess what? The boss key is all the way at the back of fire in the hammer chest. So I get all the way through. I have plenty of time to fight Volvagia. I want to say I grabbed 2 fairies just in case if the timer ran out. So we do this little bomb glitch because she has 2 hitboxes, but that's for another video sometime. I didn't do amazing with this fight. I could have done the 1 cycle if I just timed things a little bit better, but we did manage to kill her before the timer ran out. However, watch this next part, it's actually really funny. So here it is in regular speed. I died as soon as I walked into the portal, but my fairy healed me, so I'm spinning dead and on fire and getting back up, and as I'm warping out, I'm still on fire. But that was all we need to do. I learned a Pona song. That's neat. I go back child so I can run to the Deku Tree. I literally like dinsed my way down here. I didn't do anything in here. Goma is the quickest fight in the world as long as you know crouch stabs with a stick. So I got my boss key and then I headed back to adult because it is time to go up Ganon's tower in the castle. We run in, we start going up the stairs, we fight the Denalfos, we go and we fight the Stalfos. Any other Fos? No, just Iron Knuckles. Thanks girls, bye! Go up the stairs and into G-Dorf's room we are. Yes, we found those in the Lost Woods, but we don't get the benefit of knowing that ahead of time, do we? So I do my usual jump slash with the strength of the big Goron sword, but with my Master Sword. Always do this jump slash before you fight Ganon, kids. Always, because that way we're going to have that stored in either our hammer or in this case, no, it's a hammer in this case. If you have the big girl sword, you can use that too, but I kind of messed up. I accidentally did a regular slash at some point, so I had to resort to nuts for the rest. But the rest of this is just going to be Master Sword, which does double damage on good old G right here. He kind of kicks me around a little bit. I'm not doing amazing, but you know, that happens when you play a million games and you're rusty in one. Sword power is up for the final bing, bam, bam, boom! And into the forehead my sword goes. Rah, rah, it's storming, it's thundering, but yay, that's another seed on the books. We did it yet again. Thank you again for always hanging out with me during my rando wraps. If you missed the video before this is this same video but without the voiceover, so if you're not into listening to me, honestly, I understand. You can go and watch that version instead. But I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You guys have a wonderful day, night, year, week, month, all of it. Follow me on Twitch. Okay, thanks. Bye.